Hi, everyone. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Glad to be here with you. I'm Tim Pham. Let's help you prepare for the day ahead. We have weather impact forecaster Jenny Power joining us now. So, Jenny, we saw some clouds yesterday and even rain. Are we going to see more of that today? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. As we take a look across the region, we do have the chances of seeing some isolated thunderstorms popping up for us. And the chances here are even a bit more widespread than what we were dealing with yesterday. Yesterday, it was more concentrated towards southeast Washington and into the Camas Prairie. But now we've got the slight risk for isolated storms across much of central Washington, through our northeast counties, into North Idaho, and even now a marginal risk in the lower Columbia Basin. This is going to prompt some fire weather watches to also be in place on top of that. So be aware, with these thunderstorms, we could see a mix of wet and dry storms, but the biggest concern will be lightning strikes that could start fires, and then gusty winds that could blow them and rapidly spread those fire potentials. As far as what we're seeing on our current satellite and radar, a few light showers popping up in central Washington, out in the Yakima Valley. Current temperature in Spokane, a warm start, 67 degrees with relative humidity at 68%, so it feels a bit muggy out there, but these relative humidity percentages are set to really drop. A look at that coming up in just a few minutes.
6:02 today, for the first time, the Spokane City Council will start meeting on Wednesdays. The council moved meetings from Mondays to Wednesdays to improve community participation and help avoid Monday holidays. At tonight's meeting, the council is expected to introduce an amended version of the Renters' Right to Cooling Ordinance. If passed, it would require landlords to provide cooling equipment in at least one room to maintain what it calls adequate cooling. By 2032, landlords would be required to provide cooling in each bedroom. Supporters say this would help lower heat-related deaths, while opponents argue it would impact affordable housing. Coming up in our next half hour, I have a one-on-one interview with Councilmember Paul Dillon to learn more about the ordinance and how it could impact you. This morning, we are getting a clearer picture of the financial troubles facing the Spokane Public Library. Without help, library officials say they will have to cut back on hours and services before the end of the year. KREM 2's Regan Gallo has more on the budget shortfall.
Well, officials with the Spokane Public Library tell me that the library could face a budget shortfall up to $3 million, which would impact all branches. But at the downtown central location, that could mean a possibility of closures on Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays.
Something you want to say, Joe?
Linda Ricken and her son Joey tell me they love coming to Spokane's Central Library in downtown.
Working in puzzles, and it has mathematics, geography, so we always discover this type of resources for him.
Library leaders tell me all library branches could close on Sundays and Mondays, while the Central Library could also close on Saturdays due to a possible budget shortfall.
Without some surety, because we have limited funds at hand, we are going to need to make cuts sooner than 2027 in order to minimize the impact on the public.
Andrew Chance with the Spokane Public Library explains the library now asks the city for $2.3 million in bridge funding to avoid deep cuts. Without it, they say they may eliminate up to 23 full-time positions.
We have been identified as a priority by the people, so honor that. Figure out that commitment. Make it happen.
Officials say the cuts may reduce library services by up to 50%, including book delivery to daycares and senior centers, story time, kiosk access, and access to meeting rooms. With the library's uncertain future, this has some families wondering what comes next.
Where would you go to get something similar? Would you have a place to go to, a third space outside of the home? What would you guys do if then this closed down for 3 days out of the week?
Especially in the cold days, it's more difficult going to the parks, right? So we usually use this beautiful place on the coldest days. We will have to see what else we can do, but we really love this resource in the community.
If you want people to stay here for a while and raise a family here, having access to stuff like this, I think is really important. And like I said earlier, I think it would just be a big blow to the community.
And Spokane City Council President Betsy Wilkerson stated today, "We are acutely aware of the urgency of this issue and are actively working to address it. But it is premature to draw firm conclusions until we have fully assessed our options and any forthcoming decisions." Now that full statement from City Council President Wilkerson can be found at KREM.com.
The Spokane Public Library says the Central Library would receive the most cuts to its hours. It's because it's their most expensive and busiest branch to run. They say they would save the most money by closing it for 3 days a week. Starting today, ballots for the Spokane County August primary election are being mailed out. Ballot drop boxes open tomorrow. Keep in mind, mailed ballots must be postmarked by Election Day, which, by the way, is August 4th. New this morning, Boeing just recorded its strongest first half for aircraft delivery since 2018. The company delivered 314 jetliners through June, up 12% from the same period last year. That includes 64 planes delivered last month. Boeing still trails rival Airbus, which delivered 351 aircrafts during the first half of the year. Well, it is that time of year again, the annual Cherry Pickers Trot and Pit Spit. Oh, say that 10 times. It's back this week at Green Bluff. We have Brandon T. Jones joining us now with a preview because, Brandon, this gets going here a little bit later. But have you warmed up at all? And I want to know, what does a Cherry Picker Trot Pit Spit look like? What does that warm up look like? Do you got to do a lot of kind of like heavy breathing? Like, what do you got to do? Jumping jacks?
Well, you just got to get into the mindset. When it comes to the pit spit, we see this beautiful mat here right behind us. We're hanging out with Brandy Sears. Again, many titles Brandy holds. Historian, unofficial mayor, you know, just always busy and making great things happen out here on the bluff. So we appreciate you and what you do for the community. In terms of the Cherry Pit Spit, we're warmed up, you know. Brandy was like, hey, if you're about to go ahead and spit, you need to start, you know, chewing on some of these cherries. I've got a pit right here, tucked in.
I got it too.
Tucked in, all right. And so my personal record is 38 feet. What's yours, Brandy?
13.
13. All right, well, hey, you got time to warm up, right? And actually, what we just found out, tomorrow, the day of the race in the pit spit,
it's National Cherry Day.
National Cherry Day, folks. So let's go ahead. Let's go. You go first, Brandy.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yep,
Ladies
you're
first,
fine.
of course.
Okay,
You
here
know
we
I'm a
go. All right. Oh.
That was about,
the
it hit
same.
about 13 or so feet. That hit about 13 or so feet.
And remember,
So-
it's where it lands. So
Okay.
we have professional people measuring, right, Phil? And
Phil is a pro right here. Phil has set us up. He set us up for success. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm
Way
getting
down there.
I'm getting at least 20 feet on this, so no
Okay.
doubt.
Okay.
I'm nervous now. Dang. Come on. All right, that was about 22
that was
feet.
20, yeah, probably
About 22 feet or so. All right, I need to pop
Warm
one
up,
of these back
warm
here
up.
really quick. So as you go again, Brandy, I'm going to...
Phil, do you have one ready?
Come on, Phil. Come on, Phil.
I'll get mine ready. Ooh, what was that? 15?
That was just about 14 or so 15 feet. All right.
It's harder than it looks.
You go for it.
Okay. It's
I
harder
got
than
one
it
more.
looks.
We're going to toss it back to the studio in a second, but
Okay.
you go.
All right. Oh, weak. It was like 8 feet.
And, hey, man, I didn't want to say it
The
myself,
pressure.
Brandy. You know, come on now. Come on with it. That was about
that's
25 or so
25.
feet. We're going to keep working.
Keep it
We're going
up.
to keep working, and we're going to get those numbers up. We're going to get those numbers up, Brandy. Phil, thank you both so much. Sign up
you're
for the
welcome.
Cherry Pickers Trot and Pit Spit. It's tomorrow on National Cherry Day.
I know.
We'll toss it back to you all in the studio.
I'm impressed. Way to go, everyone. We're continuing to track wildfires in the region, starting off with the B&O fire near Okanagan. That's just outside of Omak. So that fire is now just a little more than 2,700 acres and is 95% contained. Over the weekend and a couple of days, crews will be able to mop up around structures and secure those containment lines. The Greer fire is now 72% contained. The Idaho Department of Land says light rain helped crews to strengthen the containment lines. There are no evacuations in place, and Highway 11 is back open. The Idaho Transportation Department says to use caution and to watch out for emergency personnel who might still be working near the roadway. Meantime, the Upper Smith fire near Bonners Ferry has burned about 450 acres. It's still 0% contained, according to the U.S. Forest Service. Lightning caused the fire, and Smith Creek Road and the Long Canyon Trail are closed for firefighter access.
And as we take a look at the forecast today, lightning-caused fires are again going to be a concern as we have some widespread fire weather watches that are encompassing most of central Washington up toward the Okanagan Valley and even into some of northeast Washington. This is because we are seeing some hot and unstable weather conditions leading to the potential of thunderstorms really ramping up for us throughout this afternoon and into this evening. The greatest chances will be toward the Cascades as well as the very northeast corner of Washington and into North Idaho. So we'll watch out for that. We could see, unfortunately, lightning strikes, start new fires, and then be pushed by gusty winds. Temperature is also going to be hot for Spokane, low 90s again through this afternoon.